Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Couples Academy Show. I am alone. It is just you and I together, but we're talking today about ways to invest in your marriage. Be right back. Yes, I am with you. I'm actually broadcasting from Asheville, North Carolina. We're here away on business and a little vacay, and Danielle's with the girls, but she wants to let you know that she's here in spirit. Listen, we're talking about ways to invest in your marriage. Now, oftentimes when we're talking about investments, people think in the context of investing their finances. Okay, you can invest in a business. You can invest in your education. In essence, if there's something that you're trying to accomplish, it requires an investment. But when it comes to your marriage, people don't think in that context. But the best investment that you can make is in your marriage. And so we want to talk about different things that you can do to make that happen. And as you know, this weekend on Friday and Saturday is a perfect opportunity to dive into an investment that will produce a major return. We're talking about the Unbroken Marriage Conference. It is a virtual event. Initially, it was supposed to be in Wisconsin, but because of COVID-19, we decided to go virtual. And we've partnered with Heart Life Ministries to put this together. There are couples from all over the country, different parts of the world that are going to be a part of this. What we want you to do is really consider investing in your marriage by being a part of this weekend. We had an opportunity to do a short little interview with the founders of the organization that I want to play for you right now. So listen, if you have nothing going on this weekend, or even if you do, I would do everything possible to move heaven and earth to join us this weekend that will lead to the transformation of your relationship. Check out this interview. Tell us the vision behind the event and what they can come to expect.
I have to say that we have some creative things in store for you. We have some of the things that we have are, first of all, a lot of couples have come together and been very transparent with testimonials of exactly how they have been broken and how they choose to be team unbroken. Then we also are going to have a cooking contest for couples. Yes.
Live.
So we're going to go live into people's homes and their kitchens, and we have to prepare a 10-minute meal together. So many of the couples have decided, well, you know what, we're still going to get away. We'll find you an extended stay with the kitchen and make your banana split or your appetizer or whatever you have. But it's based on creativity as well as your speed and presentation. So that's exciting. We're going to have a stepper set on Friday night, live music and dancing in your own home or wherever you decide to participate in the conference. Amazing speakers, none other than our beautiful host, Hassania Danielle, as well as many others who prepared the way. We have a financial seminar. And if it's your first time, we want to make the first timers feel welcome. So we have gifts for you and we have prizes for you guys. So it's just going to be a fantastic workshop, a seminar, conference. One more thing we have that we are offering this year is Millennial Marriage Session. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's for the millennials.
Yes. One thing that you said that got me a little excited and thinking is the idea that I could actually go book a hotel and still do this event. I don't have to be home. I can get away from the kids,
You can
book
make
a extended stay with the kitchen and participate fully, just me and my husband.
That's correct.
I love that.
Escape.
Yes.
It seems like you have so much to offer. Break down the schedule, because a lot of people have been asking, so what time does it start and what day does it start on? And you know, Friday is a work day. So what do I need to do to prepare for that day? And as we transition into the weekend, so walk us through the schedule.
So normally on a regular conference, we are starting at 11 a.m. But this year, we're going to go ahead and start at 3 p.m. And a lot of those things will welcome you guys. But 3 p.m. on Friday, October the 16th, that is when we will start. You won't be able to miss anything because a lot of the things will be able to be provided for you after the conference. So all the content, all the materials will be able to be provided after the conference is over if you have registered. So that is a gift from us to you.
Awesome.
So for the low $89, 3 o'clock on Friday, and then we will start at 7 a.m. on Saturday for those who are early birds and want to get a little workout in on Saturday morning. And that will go all the way until the evening. There will be breaks in between, but all the way from the morning to the workout, all the way to the evening to the party time. So it's going to be a great 2-day conference.
Oh man.
Wow. Phenomenal. So what time does it end on Friday? What time does it end on Saturday?
So technically, I'm going to say this technically because if you participate in the party I think starts at 9:30 p.m. And it'll be a stepper set where you can dance the night away. On Saturday, there will be a break after 5 p.m. And then we won't come back together again until about 8:30 p.m. for the final party together. So that's the way we're doing it.
Yeah.
And I just want people who are watching this to realize that there's no way that you can get all of this for $89 for a couple. I mean, you would spend that on a bad meal at an average restaurant and have nothing to show for it. Yeah. But to have 2 days of such an amazing experience where not only do you have fun, but you get to enrich and empower your relationship. That's a gift that keeps on giving because it can literally transform your entire situation.
Yeah, our team was a little mad when we gave them that price, but we just wanted the people to be able to experience it. I mean, 2020 has thrown enough at us. Yes. Let's give something back. So this is us giving back. And really, this cost is just covering our AV guys and a couple of other things, so that we can pay the people that are doing all the hard work.
Listen, Wes and Nisha, we appreciate you. We're excited about this weekend. We're excited about jumping in and really helping to transform lives together.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And thank you for working with us. We love you guys dearly.
We love you more.
We love you guys.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See, I would be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't extremely excited about this particular weekend. We met them through a very dear friend over a year ago and decided to go to their retreat by an invitation. And it was by far one of the best experiences that we've ever had. And so we know that they put their heart and their soul and their mind and their everything into this. They have an amazing team. It's going to be very experiential. Somebody asked the question, will there be a cooking challenge? Yes, I believe there will be. Instructions will come upon registration, but it's something to anticipate. Not only will it feed your soul and feed your spirit, it'll feed your body too with this cooking challenge. But we're talking about bringing fun back into your relationship. A lot of us in our marriages are so focused on work and getting things done and tasks and duties that we don't take the time to pause and just have fun. And so this weekend is going to be a combination of all of that. So I would highly recommend you do it. It is going to be live. Yes, there will be live workshops, live contests, live training, starting on Friday around 3 p.m. all the way into Saturday night. And there, as she said, there's going to be parties. Imagine being in a virtual party with people all over the country. So we want to make sure that you do that. Yes, yoga, is in the morning at 6 a.m. It's going to be an amazing experience. Now, one of the questions that came in by Jay is there a difference when investing in your marriage after infidelity when hurt is still present? Well, that's a very good question. We talk about the importance of investing in your marriage no matter what season you're in. So if the marriage just started, if you're 10 years in, if you're 30 years in, no matter what the season is, if you just had children, if you just experienced a loss in the family, or if you've gone through an affair, it is important at all seasons. Is it different? Yeah, because you're battling with different things. There's a whole lot of hurt. There's a whole lot of pain. There's a whole lot of trauma that you need to get over. But the thing is this, many people don't invest in their marriage until they feel some type of way. Well, when I feel better about things, then I'll do it. When I'm over my hurt and pain, then I'll do it. So in essence, they're waiting to feel something in order to do something. And we know that that is completely opposite to what we should be doing. You cannot wait till you feel some type of way, because what if the feeling doesn't come? What if it takes your effort and your intentionality to create the feeling that you want? I say this all the time. Think about it from a sexual perspective. Typically speaking, the average woman needs to engage in some type of foreplay or stimulation, which then creates the desire for. So the feeling doesn't come and then the act comes. The act produces the feeling. Likewise, when it comes to your marriage, don't wait till you're in a good mental and emotional space before you begin to do the investment. Do it now, and you're going to generate and create the feelings that you ultimately want. Hope that makes sense. But certain ways that you can begin to invest in your marriage, as we know, we're talking about this marriage retreat, and so there are marriage retreats that happen all over the country, all throughout the year. And so it's interesting. People have been married for 5, 10, 15 plus years and have barely done anything to invest in their marriage. And so we believe in regularity, consistency. And one way to do that is to grab a calendar. Think about it. We're about to enter into 2021. We're just 3 months away. Grab a calendar, sit down with your spouse, and start mapping out the year. If you look at it from the perspective of we have 4 quarters in a year, what can we do in each quarter to invest in our marriage? So maybe this last quarter of 2020, we're going to now dive into this marriage retreat that we have coming up this weekend. But maybe first quarter of next year, Valentine's Day is coming around. It's a new year. Maybe we'll want to go on a little vacation or weekend getaway. Maybe sometime in the summer, we're thinking about something else. There should be something you're doing quarterly. Okay. And maybe you want to focus on different aspects of your marriage. So now you want to focus on overcoming the pain of an affair. Maybe in the next season, you want to focus on your finances, and then focus on your communication, and then focus on something else. There's always something to work on. You can be chipping away at this relationship forever. Another way to invest in your marriage is to grab a book. There's so many books that you can get that really take your relationship to the next level. Now, many of you know that we have written the book, The Audacity of Marriage, 10 Principles to Lifelong Partnership. If you don't have this book, get this book, because we walk you through 10 critical steps that will enhance you. And to the question of what do you do and how do you invest when you've experienced an affair, we outline all of that in that book. And one of the things we talk about is the importance of spending quality time together. Quality time is everything, because that's the big differentiator from couples who thrive as opposed to couples who just survive. And we know that statistically, the average couple engages in about 4 minutes of conversation a day, according to US and UK statistics. And oftentimes that is spent at the most inconvenient times of the day. Early in the morning as we're racing off to work, and late at night when we get home from an exhaustive day at work. And so you don't want to be that couple. You want to be the couple who's intentional and purposeful in spending time to pour back into your relationship rather than giving your spouse the leftovers at the end of the day. Give them the best part of you. Give them the best portion of you. That's what will make your relationship thrive. Nisha, register and you can have it in your library for 6 months. Yes, Nisha and Wes, they are the founders of the retreat that we're going to be partnering with this weekend. And for those who participate, not only are you going to have the experience live, but you will be able to receive all of the workshops and all of the things that happen for 6 months to revisit and review. Wow, yes, that's right. What if the feelings don't come? The feelings won't come on their own. You have to do something to create and generate the feelings. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. I'm reading comments as they're coming in. Lisa says, I got over my hurt by investing in myself. I lost 56 pounds, starting to take care of myself physically. Thank you for sharing that, because one of the things that we believe in addition to working on your marriage, you have to work on yourself. Self-care is critically important. That's why we focus on, number one, the marital recovery, but number two, the individual recovery process. We have to be clear that the one who cheated is also hurting. They're also broken. And when they perform that act, they created hurt and brokenness in their spouse. So now you have two individuals who are hurt for two very different reasons. And both of you require restoration. And self-care will do it. Self-care physically, self-care mentally, self-care emotionally, and most importantly, self-care spiritually, because when you're spiritually in tune, then you begin to manifest health in all areas of your life. Lisa has another comment. I also do the things I enjoy, like hiking and reading and saving money to, I guess, treat myself. Listen, this is what we say. It is critically important to get in tune with your creator. And one of the ways to do that is to go to the mountains and get away, go amongst the elements where you're breaking away from technology. You don't have all of the distractions. You are in the natural elements that God created. Go to the waterfront, whether a beach or a lake or a large body of water, and just sit there and allow the waves to roll in and roll out as you get lost in that experience. Go to the wilderness where you're away from everyone else. You're in the quiet, in the still of the day, because it's in those moments that God can begin to speak to you. And we see in Scripture that that's what Jesus did. That's what the disciples did. Well, if it worked for them and they were spiritually in tune, then guess what? It can work for you as well. And sometimes you need that getaway. Sometimes you need to retreat. See, if you don't take the time to personally retreat, at some point you may throw up your hands and just want to retreat from everything. And so rather than retreating from your marriage, take intentional time to put on a calendar to retreat, to refresh, to involve yourself in self-care. That type of investment is an investment in your marriage, because when you do that, you come back as a better you. I remember sending Danielle away because she just needed to get away to clear her mind. She was stressed dealing with the kids, dealing with me, all of the responsibilities of life that she was juggling. And she went away for a few days. And when she came back, she was a better wife. She was a better mother. Why? Because she was a better Danielle. She had an opportunity to get in alignment. And so it's not about escaping and getting away and I just need a break from, no, but it's about taking the time to regenerate, to rejuvenate, to become the best version of yourself. That is one of the best ways that you can invest in your marriage. So break out that calendar, make it as an assignment. As we think about the themes, statistically, I think when you look on a calendar, I think holidays happen what is it? Every 15 to 20 days, there's some type of holiday on a calendar. Why not create holidays or special days for your marriage and your family? Here we are in a different part of the country. We drove several hours to get to Asheville, North Carolina, because we said, why don't we just do something different? Yes, we're working, but it's an opportunity for us to connect with our family. So I'm with Danielle, I'm with the kids. We're in a different element. We're touring, we're investigating, we're having a good time. And sometimes taking brief moments, a day here, 2 days there, 3 days there, is really all you need to get things back on track and back on alignment. All right, we have another comment. How do I do a personal retreat when I have a 6-month-old baby and my partner cheated 2 months after the baby was born? No one to leave the baby with, and I feel so depressed. Well, number one, we empathize with your situation, and we know that people are in different seasons of their marriage. So when we were young and had babies, we didn't have the same freedoms and flexibilities that we currently have. So we had to be more inventive, more imaginative. So for instance, when it came to dates, we didn't have a babysitter, couldn't afford one, didn't have a support network, because we kind of moved away to a different part of the state, and family was about 2-3 hours away. So we had to take children with us. We had to find the time. We had to adjust our calendar our schedule according to their sleep time. So when they're asleep, we're up just for a moment, just to get away. So if you're talking about retreating, I understand the challenges of having a 6-month-old. You definitely need support if you can get it. But if you don't, you want to be able to build retreat time around your current schedule. So getting away could just mean stealing moments. If you had an hour just to be in your backyard and let the sun hit you, or to walk in your neighborhood, or to take some time to pray, to read your word, to just get away. It's those things that'll get you over while you're in your current season, until you can get to a place where you have resources, you have a support system, and you can physically get away to be amongst yourself. Right now, you're in in a dark place and you need to be healed, but yet you're responsible for a child and you're in a marriage with somebody who has caused an offense. And so I would say the power of prayer, we're going to be talking about that soon, really taking time to get alone with God. You don't have to go somewhere to get in the presence of God, because the Spirit of God is within you. And as long as you close your eyes and shut your ears down and tune into the Spirit that's within you, you are exactly where you need to be. Hope that makes sense and helps you in your situation. Angel says, do you all have materials talking about the women being the main one to chastise? And how do I encourage my husband to chastise? Chastise? Am I reading that right? I don't understand your question. But do we have materials? Yes, we have many materials. We've written upwards of 14 books. So you can go on our website or go on Amazon and see the materials that we do have. But tuning in every single day, these are the materials that we're creating for you in the form of this show. So if you just kind of reposition or repackage that question so that I can understand it, I will be happy to answer that. How do you work separate from another state while your spouse is pregnant? It's difficult. It's challenging. You know, we know many couples who work in different parts of the country. They're bi-coastal. We know couples who work in different countries. You know, they may be in another country for a number of months or a number of years to gather up the income to be able to go back home and support the family. You need a support system. We say this all the time. It takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a community to keep a marriage intact. And in order to be successful, some things you cannot do on your own. It is impossible. And so you're going to have to figure out a way, whether it's bringing family in. You know, there have been times when we had to fly family in to be with us while we were maneuvering and doing different things that were necessary to sustain life. Developing friends in your church. There's a community and network that you could tap into. Many of us feel like we're on islands, but we are on islands because we don't take the time to reach out and ask those type of questions. And so reach out. You know, there are people who are willing to support you, some for short periods of time, some for extended periods of time. Whatever it takes, you got to do what's necessary. Listen, guys, we're almost done, but I do want to announce that we have a new series coming up that we're going to be starting in the next week or so. And it is entitled Overcoming Infidelity Complexities. Okay, overcoming infidelity complexities. So the question is, what do you do when a pregnancy has taken place as a result of an affair? What do you do when there's an STD? What do you do when a partner is unfaithful with a family member or close friend? These are all of the details that we have to get into, because every situation is uniquely different. And we have to be mindful that the way that you deal with one affair is completely different than the way that you deal with another. And so it's going to be a series that you do not want to miss. You want to get your questions ready, because we're going to be diving in deep. Listen, you're watching the Couples Academy Show. We'll be right back after this quick break.
My name is Amber Moses. I'm from California. And before this weekend, I was angry. We had a lot of unresolved issues that went back years, up until even recently. And this whole Couples Academy has been a breakthrough, to say the least. We have talked about things in a way that we weren't able to before. We have learned how to negotiate instead of compromise, and the significance of that. And forgiveness has been the ultimate. It was my ultimate goal coming here, and it's what we're leaving here both with, having forgiven each other. So that has been a big deal. And
I'm Marcus Moses from California. Couples Academies help both of us realize that realize ways in which we can bolster our relationship. Team Moses, not just temporarily, just in case anything's come up. We have a game plan. We have a roadmap, and I think that's the biggest thing that, in my opinion, that we gain from being here is a roadmap for potential issues or shortcomings.
I would recommend. I'd recommend people do this before things get too out of hand. I wouldn't even. I feel like the Couples Academy has been great in providing a way to repair some damage that has been done, but it would also be good for those who are just starting out as well.
I would recommend people do this. I recommend it because it gives you an opportunity to have a mediator present for when things get out of hand. Gives you the opportunity for not out of hand. So oftentimes we get stuck in our patterns, and it helps to have someone in the room that can stop that pattern, break it, and say, okay, hey, you're doing it again. So I think that it's beneficial in that way. I think that it's definitely great to. It's different from having traditional couples therapy because you go on a Wednesday and then your next appointment isn't for a week, and so now you're sitting in and you're there's so many things left unsaid until your next hour and a half session. With Couples Academy and this time that we spend here, we process that right now. It's not saved for later. It's not saved for a better time or anything. There were times where we were in a project, or we were working on something specific, and something came up, and we stopped what we were doing and we processed those things right in the moment. They weren't saved for later, and those are the things that you probably won't get from other places, but here in the intensive, those are things that we got. So I would greatly recommend people do this.
So hopefully, guys, what you just heard in that particular testimonial gives you hope that you can make it, that you can overcome. So many couples are struggling right now, but if they take the time to invest in their marriage, some people invest by, you know what, we're in crisis, let's go away on a vacation, let's do something different. And that's good because it allows you to escape your situation temporarily. It gets you out of that negative emotional space. But then when you come back from the vacation, you're still sitting in the pit of your pain. And it is not unless you invest in your marriage by getting the proper help that you need that things will begin to turn around. And one of the ways that you do that is through an intensive. And so if that's you, we encourage you to reach out to us. One more question. Lisa says, what if you plan time for you and your husband to do something with fun? Something fun with the baby. Is that possible? Yes. And I will say once again, when we were young and had two little babies, we took them everywhere with us because we didn't have the support system or the finances at that time to be able to do anything different. And so, listen, you just have to be creative. You have to make sure that the things that you do are kid friendly, but while they're being occupied, you have a time to connect. And then when you come home and put them to bed, you really have a time to connect. These are the things that you have to do. Stop looking at your situation, waiting for it to change. Well, once these kids get older, or once these kids get out of the house, or once our finances change, you don't have, listen, there are dates that you can do for free. It doesn't cost you anything to walk in a park, around a lake, hold hands and connect. It doesn't cost you a darn thing to get in your car, put some gas money and go for a drive, and just, we would tour neighborhoods and see beautiful homes and places that we would want to live. We would dream. We would do all types of things to be connected. And so these are the things that you have to do to invest. And when you invest in your relationship with your time, with your money, with your effort, you will receive a return on that investment. Guys, Love you. Hope that this was helpful. This is it for today. We will see you tomorrow morning, but get ready for a series that is going to shake the very foundation of your life and your relationship coming up next week. But until then, see you on tomorrow.
Can't bring us down, can't nothing bring us down. Our love is too high, bring us down, can't nothing bring us down. Bring us down, can't nothing